So we've made it to a town just north of Bogota, the capital of Colombia, called Villa de Leyva. It's a very beautiful town. It's renowned for its beauty, and we're here to seek out some new coffee experiences because this part of Colombia, Boyaca, I've only ever tasted a coffee from here once, and it was good. And I'm wondering if there's anything else out here, and if not, why not? So we're coming out of a hotel and heading to the town center, and just literally 5 minutes from town center, see those mountains. Behind those mountains over there is a landscape called a paramo, and Colombia is a country with the most paramo in the entire world. It's a very unique highland landscape. It's very wet, it's very marshy, very strange plants, and we're going to head off to the center now. So we made it to the really pretty town center, and now we're going to look for a cafe called Sibaris because we've been recommended it by a local. And so let's see if we can find it. There's no internet, but I'm sure by walking around and asking a few people we'll be able to stumble across it. Barita. And the menu, they have coffee, it's a good sign. Okay, so it's actually a really cool cafe. It's got locals inside, and pretty much just locals, just a bunch of guys behind us, and the barista really knows what she's talking about. She's really passionate, and although they didn't have any from Boyaca, from this region, and I'm going to ask her why, they did have 3 really interesting coffees. One is a black honey process, and it's been treated with ice. I think ice before fermentation, which is going to be, I've never tried that before. I wonder what the taste is like. They have a natural coffee that's been fermented for 30 days. Okay, so I'm even more excited now because the third one, that's Geisha Margarita, there's something really strange about that too. They collected it in green. So just before it was fully mature, when it's still a bit green, that's when they collected the coffee. And then, of course, the sugars aren't liberated or anything at that point yet in the cherry. So what they've had to do is also treat it with ice to break apart the fruit, and then of course everything gets released, all the juices from the fruit get released, and then they ferment it anaerobically, and I suspect it's led to quite an acidic result because the method of roasting he explained is what we call soaking, and so they basically left it in the roaster essentially at a cooler temperature where it doesn't really roast, but it just kind of absorbs the heat for a while, kind of softens the acidity before you enter the main roasting phase. But that could be quite delicious though.
So this is the black honey?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I just hopped back to the green coffee, if that's what you can call it. And now that it's cooled down a bit, you've got real like black currants coming out. So that, I think that hint of that green strawberry that I was kind of catching earlier on with a bit of ripe strawberry mixed in has transitioned to something that is distinctly black currants. And I've been eating a lot of these black currants here in Colombia called moras. They're Andean black currants. They're just a bit more pulpy and fruity and a little bit just more intense, more acidic too. This just keeps on getting better and better. Now it's like arándanos. It's got a little bit of blueberry. It's got a little bit of. Oh wow. Okay, let's see.
Hi friends, welcome to Sibarita Cafe in Villa de Leyva, and a very friendly town in Colombia, in Boyaca. So Andrea and Diego, we are the owners of Sibarita Cafe, and we are handling and selling coffee from different parts of Colombia. Mostly of the south of Colombia, Lima, Huila, Nariño, Cundinamarca, and another small towns and small farms from different farmers. So we're trying to introduce the people from the good coffee in Colombia and with different process.
Listo, nosotros
grounds, but in this kind of range of taste that was all on the green side. Very, very interesting. And the journey and the adventure continues. So we didn't get a coffee from Boyaca over there, but we asked them. This is why we have to come to Origin, make your own investigations, make your friends. And they told us that there is a cafe here which has coffees from the local region, and it's this way. Okay, so we found it. It was walking straight towards the mountain, exactly the direction I wanted to walk in. And it's cute. It's right on the edge of town. It's not a very big town, but still, it's look at this. Look at this. It's really beautiful.
This is lovely.
It is lovely. It's really nice. And this is the whole thing about coffee, right? It enchants you in every way. So we made it to Cafe Alma, which means soul in Spanish, and they do have one coffee from Boyaca, and it's from a town called Rondon, which apparently is in the south of Boyaca. It's quite a long way away from here, actually. And he prepared it in a Chemex, which is a great way to make a coffee, and as he pulled out the filter, this explosion of smell came. So I'm expecting good things from this coffee. It's a Castillo variety, which is common throughout Colombia. I've come to enjoy Castillo, but not expect a whole lot from it, and let's see what happens with this coffee. It's got that nice heavy body of a Castillo that we've come to love around the world, really, and that we've come to love from Colombian coffees. It also has some notes of oranges and apples. It's quite a classic coffee, in all honesty. As it cools down, I think it will sweeten up a little bit. It's a nice coffee. But there's still more, I think, to be found from coffees from this region of Colombia. I'm curious about that region that the lady in the previous cafe told us about, Boyaca. That sounds really interesting. It sounds like they're putting a lot of energy into developing their coffee culture there. So maybe it's now going to be a trip that's required to really discover the coffees of this region. But at least we got our leads and we got our contacts and we got some ideas, which is exciting stuff. You know, I just can't get over how pretty this this cafe is. What a wonderful place to drink coffee, huh? And of course, by sharing, we get to support the local businesses featured in the videos, the farmers featured in the videos. We get to showcase what's really interesting about the world and all the hard work people are doing in these small places. Definitely come visit this town, Villa de Leyva, in Colombia, short distance from Bogota, and enjoy the sights, enjoy the coffee. It's pretty cool stuff.